Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot for Tuesday, the 18th of January 2022. I've shuffled, so I will cut. This is the second time I've gone to record this one, and I remembered that I was just starting it, and I remembered that I hadn't actually shuffled the cards from the previous reading, so I ditched it and started again. Here we are. Let's see what we get. Okay, the Devil. That topped out yesterday's reading. Strength. And the Star. All right, I love this. This is gorgeous. This is so wonderful. Right, I'm really getting a feeling here of something to do with as above, so below. All right, we've got the Devil with all his anger here. And underneath him are these hooks of suffering and weakness. Right, this is just how I'm interpreting this card today, because it's our weakness that we hide and that we push out. We hide it from ourselves, and the static energy that builds up inside us with that friction of what is there, but what is hidden from ourselves. Show this down here. That static energy expresses itself in the world through projection and aggression and microaggressions or whatever. And that's what's up here with this shaking fist. Okay, that's what I'm seeing in the Devil today. Here, above, below. Down here, we've got the childlike impulses of the psyche that simply wants what it wants and has no boundaries. Okay, no volume control, no mediation, no perspective. This is lack of perspective. And here we have the lady imposing perspective on those impulses. This is, in a sense, the adult or the parent. I think it's probably the parent because we have the child here. I'm going into Freudian terms here. Imposing their will, basically, on the child. So we have control here, self-control. So we've got a real movement here from projection and denial of the truth in oneself, moving very, very quickly straight onto this kind of acceptance. This is like a kind of revelation here, whereby what was hidden by the self, from the self, suddenly becomes clear. And in becoming clear, becomes manageable and controllable. I mean, a lot of New Age sort of thinking is about, freedom of expression and letting your true impulses, blah, blah, blah. That's good up to a point. But in order to function properly, a system needs to have limits and it needs to have checks and balances and controls. Because otherwise it's just flipping anarchy, really, isn't it? So we have a very, very swift movement. I think on this day, what I'm seeing is, swift illumination and revelation about what we have kept hidden from ourselves and how those hidden aspects have been functioning as tripwires in our lives. Because, if we do deny the truth of something in ourselves and we then take that friction, as I say, that static energy, and kind of project it out into the world, with reacting to the world as if it is an aggressor to us, because we're trying to work off our own frustration and anger. So we react to everything else as if it is frustrated and angry with us. So then we can have a good punch up and release some energy, verbal punch up or whatever, emotional, whatever. That does function as a tripwire and a blockage. We keep tripping ourselves up over our own stuff. That's all we ever trip up over, really, is our own stuff. And I think of this, something of that nature really, really comes to light today. Really comes to light. And in coming to light, it comes to light. It's so clearly and so simply that we are immediately able to shift our perspective and get hold of it, basically, get to grips with it. This wonderful movement here. And the upshot, freedom, the star, the invulnerability of self-knowledge, okay, and self-acceptance. Now, true self-acceptance can only happen when we've cleared out the cupboards a bit and got to grips with things. Because without that, if we're kind of carrying around a load of smeggy behaviour where we are essentially making other people suffer for the bits of ourselves that we've kept hidden away from ourselves, we can't accept that. You know, who wants to have a feeling of self-acceptance and saying, yeah, well, I'm not a very nice person. I have lots of arguments with people and lots of conflict in my life, and that's just the way I am, and I accept myself completely. That ain't going to happen. That can't happen. Like, it can't happen until this is done. That's what these are telling me. And once we have got to grips with this process, we do become, in a way, invulnerable to it. Yeah? Because once we've got a grip of this, these impulses can no longer run amok in the village of our life, in the town of our life, in the system of our life, and cause injury and problems. And that does make us safe. Safe enough to pour and pour and pour of our spirit, because we know we will never run out, and safe enough to traipse around in the night, in the nuddy, with no clothes on. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's carry on. Okay, world in reverse. Temperance. Oh, and judgment. All right, what world in reverse is telling me here is that this shift that takes place today is not instantly applied in every area of our lives, and it doesn't instantly lead to a kind of radical shift of actual the way we live, but it is an internal shift that we can't unsee once we've seen it. All right, but it's not happening out in our material life yet. This is a not yet card. And, you know, depending on what we do, you know, we'll have to see the outcome. Okay, there's no guarantees, basically, that having kind of had that revelation that we talked about in the first three cards, that we are then going to go and apply it in every area of our lives in a meaningful and productive way. That then is down to us. Okay, so it's not a done deal. That's on us. Temperance is, well, how often do I pull Temperance and the Star? Okay, well, very often. That's a rhetorical question. Now, in the Star, we have the female entity who's had an upgrade into human form from angelic form. And I do mean upgrade. And because the angels live forever, and that is kind of not really what you want if you are moving towards complete liberation and enlightenment. It has to be in human form. Anyway, we've got the upgraded spirit into human form, pouring and pouring and pouring from the two vessels that we also see here. And what's being poured here is in a closed circuit. So what this is saying to me is that this revelation that we have, this realization that we have, is going to ebb and flow for a while, and it's going to stay kind of in-house. But I'm getting a really beautiful feeling about that, because when you have a revelation like that, it's just this lovely, it's like this lovely sort of warm feeling inside. And if you don't talk about it, it's even better. It's really better, and really much better. And you let it percolate through different areas of your life, and you enact it rather than describe it. that's when it gets a chance to grow. So I think the Angel of Temperance here is inviting us to keep this in-house and spend a bit of time working out how this revelation actually trickles through into the kind of actual nuts and bolts activities of our lives. And judgment here. Okay, whatever this is, there's no going back from it. It's bringing stuff up that has been buried for a long time. It's right and proper and a perfect resonant alignment here. This matter is happening. It's the right thing happening at the right time. And the stuff that is uncovered through this is, what can I say? I don't know, there's just something very natural about this whole process, and we become capable through this of re-examining many aspects of our lives, but that takes time. It takes time, but it's good. There's something really hopeful, really optimistic, really bright, and really very positive about this, but it's going to take some time to filter through to the practical nuts and bolts of our lives. So patience is invited in the World in Reverse here. Only card in the reverse. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.